Blessed day, dear students. Today we will start our revision Unit 4 Applications of Biotechnology. In this chapter, you are going to learn about applications in medicine, gene therapy, stem cell therapy, molecular diagnosis. This is for biology group, and along with that, transgenic animals, biological products and their uses are added for pure science. So in this unit 4, this is the only chapter. So questions will be asked in this, right? So in applications of medicine, you have two applications. One is recombinant human insulin. Another one is the human alpha-lactalbumin. And then next is the interferon and recombinant vaccines. So you have to know about a recombinant human insulin, how this insulin is produced. Insulin is synthesized by the beta cells of islets of Langerhans in pancreas, and it is made up of 51 amino acids. So early years, this insulin was isolated and purified from the pancreas of pigs and cows and is used to treat the diabetic patient. Due to minor difference in the structure of the animal insulin as compared to human insulin, it has resulted in the occurrence of allergic reactions in some diabetic patients. So production of human insulin with help of recombinant DNA technology has been started in the late 1970s, right? So you have to know about that. And then second one is the human alpha-lactalbumin. This is for pure science. Alpha-lactalbumin is a protein which is composed of 123 amino acids and 4 disulfide bridges with a molecular weight of 14,178 Dalton. And this human alpha-lactalbumin helps to produce milk from the transgenic healthy cows. Right? Human alpha-lactalbumin was about 0.1 to 0.9 mg per ml. And then in 1997, the first transgenic cow is the Rosie, which is produced by the human protein enriched milk, which contain the human alpha-lactalbumin. And next is interferon. Interferons are the proteinous antiviral species-specific substance produced by the mammalian cells when infected with viruses. These interferons were discovered by Alec Isaac and Jean Leitman in the year 1957. So based on the structure of interferons, they are classified into alpha, beta and gamma interferons. What are interferons and how it is formed and what are the uses of it? So it can be formed with the help of the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is suitable for production of these recombinant interferons. So interferons are used for the treatment of various diseases like cancer, AIDS, multiple sclerosis, hepatitis C and herpes zoster. And next one is the recombinant vaccines. Recombinant DNA technology has been used to produce new generation vaccine. So this new generation vaccine is divided into different types: subunit recombinant vaccine, attenuated recombinant vaccine and DNA vaccine. And you have to go through that. So it's an important question. So next one is the gene therapy. What is meant by gene therapy and what are the strategies involved in gene therapy and the difference between somatic cell and the germline gene therapy? So this may be asked in 5 mark question or 2 marks and 3 marks. What is meant by gene therapy? Gene therapy means replacement of a defective gene by a normal gene, right? This gene therapy has a main thrust in detecting or correcting the single gene mutations such as cystic fibrosis and hemophilia. There are 2 strategies involved in gene therapy, that is gene augmentation therapy, which involves insertion of DNA into a genome, and gene inhibition therapy, which involves insertion of antisense gene which inhibits the expression of a dominant gene. There are 2 approaches to achieve this gene therapy. One is the somatic cell, another one is the germline gene therapy. Differentiation between somatic cell and germline gene therapy is very important question for 3 marks. And next we move on to the stem cell therapy. Stem cells. Stem cells are undifferentiated cells found in most of the multicellular organisms or animals. These cells maintain their undifferentiated state even after undergoing numerous mitotic division. Stem cell research has the potential to revolutionize the future of medicine with the ability to regenerate damaged and diseased organs. Stem cells are capable of renewal and exhibit cellular potency. Stem cells can differentiate into all types of cells that can be derived from any of the three germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. So there are two main types of stem cells. One is embryonic stem cell, another one is the adult or somatic stem cells. These embryonic stem cells are pluripotent and can produce three germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. When stimulated, these embryonic stem cells can develop into more than 200 cell types of the adult body. These cells are immortal. And then adult stem cells are found in various tissues of children as well as adults. An adult stem cell or somatic stem cell can divide and create another cell similar to it. The most important potential application of human stem cell is the generation of cells and tissues that could be used for cell-based therapies. Human stem cells could be used to test new drugs. So what are stem cell banks? That means storing of these stem cells is called as stem cell banks, and we can get these stem cells from the cord blood and also from placenta, amniotic sac, and amniotic fluid. Next is the molecular diagnostics. Early diagnosis of infection is essential for the appropriate treatment. So early detection of the disease is not possible using the conventional diagnostic methods like microscopic examination, serum analysis, etc. These laboratory techniques are indirect and not always specific. Scientists are continuously searching for specific, sensitive, and simple diagnostic techniques for diagnosis of disease. Recombinant DNA technology, PCR, that means polymerase chain reaction, and enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, ELISA. These are some of the techniques that are reliable and help in early diagnosis. Right, and this you have to study about ELISA and what are the types of ELISA, who discovered ELISA, and how ELISA is prepared and how it is useful for diagnosis. And then PCR is a very important question. 2 marks, 3 marks, and 5 marks can be asked in this PCR. So PCR means polymerase chain reaction. It is an in vitro amplification technique used for synthesizing multiple identical copies of DNA. And this technique was developed by Kary-Mullis in the year 1983. So there are 3 steps involved in this PCR: denaturation, renaturation, and synthesis. I repeat, denaturation, renaturation, and synthesis. These are the 3 steps involved in PCR, and you have to explain how these 3 steps can be done. So what are the uses of PCR? This PCR can be used for amplification of RNA. Right, and you have to read the clinical diagnosis of PCR. So it's a very important question. And then applications of PCR. Okay, so that's all about this lesson for biology group. And pure science group includes another 2 topics, that is transgenic animal and biological products and their uses. So you have to read what is meant by transgenesis. Transgenesis means transfer of gene from one organism to another. That means genetically modified organisms are called as transgenic organisms. So there are various steps involved in this production of transgenic organisms. So you have to read that steps involved and the uses of transgenesis. Transgenesis, it's a very important 5-mark question. So what are the uses of transgenesis? Transgenesis is a powerful tool to study gene expression and developmental process. Transgenic mice are used for testing safety of vaccines. So much points are there, you have to go through that. And then the biological products and their uses. So with the help of this DNA technology, so what are the various biological products produced and their uses? So it is a very important thing. So go through that. Important thing in this biological product is the monoclonal antibodies, which is used to treat cancer, heart disease, and transplantation rejection are produced by this technology. And then natural proteins, adhesives, non-toxic, biodegradable, and rarely trigger an immune response, hence could be used to reattach tendons and tissues, fill cavities in the teeth, and repair broken bones. So these are some of the uses of this microbes or biological products. Right, that's all about this lesson. It's a very short lesson. Read everything. Okay, read each and every line, so it will be easy for you to attain your 1 marks. Right, study well, prepare well. Thank you.